All right, here's a wild thought for you. What if the world you see isn't the real world at all? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty mind-bending theory that says our reality is basically just a user interface. Like a simplified desktop for our minds.
Now, really, just take a second and think about that. What if everything you see, everything you hear and touch, what if none of it is actually real? What if it's all just a simplified version of things, kind of like a VR headset that we can never, ever take off?
So to really wrap our heads around this idea, we've got to start by tackling a huge, unspoken assumption that pretty much all of us make every single day.
I mean, it just feels so instinctively true, doesn't it? You open your eyes, you see a tree, and you assume you're seeing, well, a tree. We're all basically wired to believe our senses are like this perfectly clear window, giving us a direct, unfiltered view of what's really out there.
And, from there, it seems like a logical next step, right? We think that better tools, like a new pair of glasses or a super powerful microscope, are getting us closer to the truth. We think we're not just seeing more detail, but a more accurate picture of the world. But what if that whole idea is completely backward?
And this is where we get to the core conflict of this whole theory. And believe it or not, it all comes down to one thing: evolution.
See, this is exactly where our gut feeling just smacks right into biology. We like to think that evolution is this grand process that's constantly refining our senses to be more and more accurate. But here's the kicker: natural selection couldn't care less about accuracy. It has one goal, and one goal only: keeping a species in the game. It rewards what works for survival, not what's objectively true.
And this is the crucial point, right here. The whole system that built our senses, it wasn't designed to be some perfect truth detector. Not at all. It was designed to help our ancestors find food, avoid getting eaten, and, well, make more ancestors. That is a completely different job description.
So because the name of the game is survival, evolution follows a really simple rule. Useful is way better than true. Our perception doesn't need to show us all the insane, chaotic physics buzzing around underneath everything. Nope. It just needs to give us simple, useful shortcuts so we can make the right moves and, stay alive.
Okay, so if our reality isn't a window, then what is it? Well, the best analogy, and it's a great one, is something you're probably staring at right now: your computer's desktop. This whole idea actually has a name. It's called interface theory. And it basically says that our perception works exactly like the user interface on your computer or your phone. It's this brilliantly designed layer that hides all the messy, complicated stuff happening in the background, and it only shows you what you need to see to get things done.
Just think about it. When you look at your computer desktop, the objective reality is the guts of the machine, right? The circuits, the transistors, millions of lines of code. It's just impossibly complex. But your perception, that's the desktop itself. It's just simple, clean icons and folders. You don't need to know a single line of code to write an email, do you? You just click the little blue icon. And that icon, it isn't a literal picture of the program's code, but it's a super useful symbol that lets you control it.
So if we follow that logic all the way through, it means the most fundamental things about our world, color, 3D space, the feeling of time passing, even solid objects, they aren't actually features of objective reality. They're the icons on our human desktop. They are just evolved symbols to help us navigate a reality that is probably way, way stranger than we could ever imagine.
And once you really let that possibility sink in, man, it just reframes the entire philosophical debate about what reality even is.
So suddenly, the question isn't, are we seeing reality correctly? The real question becomes, why on earth would we ever expect evolution to have built us that way in the first place? Think about it. Why would a system that's completely obsessed with efficiency and survival waste all that energy trying to perceive the complete, overwhelming truth of everything? I mean, that would be like trying to edit a Word document by physically rewiring the transistors in your computer. It's not just hard, it's totally counterproductive.
So here's the ultimate takeaway. The vivid, solid world that you experience every single moment of your life, it isn't a window into reality. It's a tool. It's a tool that's been shaped by millions of years of evolution. It's a headset that simplifies some kind of unknowable complexity, giving you just what you need to survive. And that leaves us with a really profound thought, doesn't it? What is actually out there, beyond our interface?